मैं राजवीर सिंह शिवरान एसोसिएट प्रोफेसर इन केमिस्ट्री SRR मोरारका गवर्नमेंट PG कॉलेज झुंझुनू। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल गुड मॉर्निंग टू ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ MSc फाइनल। पिछले वीडियो लेक्चर में हमने सेल मेम्ब्रेन एंड ट्रांसपोर्ट ऑफ आयंस वाला टॉपिक डिस्कस किया था। टुडे वी विल स्टार्ट द बायोटेक्नोलॉजिकल एप्लीकेशंस ऑफ एंजाइम। मीन्स large scale production and purification of enzymes. Large scale production means the cultivation of microorganism is economically on large scale due to inexpensive media and short fermentation cycles. The physiological state of the microorganism in a fermentation process can be well controlled and the uniformity of each batch can be ensured. The harvest can be conveniently scheduled. The choice of enzyme to be fermented is easy to schedule and different enzyme productions companies can be planned and adjusted to meet scale demands. Enzymes productivity can be increased manifold by both conventional strain improvement and fermentation process development, as well as with the additional use of genetic engineering. Several methods of improvement can be used within a relatively short period of time, means 1 to 2 years. Recombinant of DNA technique have also opened up opportunities for the mass production of enzymes from the microbial cultures, which requires expensive media or whereas inducers are potentially pathogens. Enzymes from extremophiles growing at the extreme of temperature, salinity, pressure, alkalinity can now be conveniently grown. Cultures yet produce enzyme with the benefits of temperature resistance or high salt tolerance. Recombinant E-coil fermentation. Enzymes originating from microbial source can be conveniently produced on a large scale at high productivities in recombinant E-coil host. The fermentation can be carried out at 3000 to 60,000 liter scales and do not require complex enzyme build-up. A typical fermentation process is as follows. The E-coil host uses DNA coding for required enzyme together with a suitable antibiotic resistance marker such as ampicillin or neomycin and an inducer such as a TAC codon specific to lactose or isopropylthiogalactose galactose induction. Satisfactory high production can be achieved by fed batch fermentation, whereas the initial batch medium contain components for initial growth, that is glucose 2%, yeast extract 1%, phosphate 1%, or other salt together with chosen antibiotics. After the initial growth has been established, further nutrients are fed at a predetermined rate to provide a readily available supply of carbon and nitrogen. Carbon is conveniently supplied as glucose, and nitrogen can be either of a complex nature. For example, yeast extract, casein hydrolysate, or corn steep liquor all provides amino acids at a minimum ammonium salt of urea. Growth on amino acid mixture provides faster growth and enzyme production. However, the use of simpler and more defined nitrogens, although may require a longer fermentation period, can support similar high cells growth and enzyme cells. Now, ion exchange purifications are involved. In either case, a antibiotic is included in the feed in order to prevent any shedding of plant enzymes. Production is conveniently induced by the addition of isopropyl thioglycosides to 30 to 300 milligram per liter or lactose to 1 raised to power minus 10 gram per liter. Timing of frequency, timing and frequency of addition of the inducer are very important for maximum enzymes having optical density over 200 to 1600 nanometer and enzyme expressions at 10 gram per liter, yani 30% of the total protein. Fungal fermentation means fungal hosts such as Aspergillus and Physiologus and the methylotropics its Pichia are suitable for the production of glycolated enzymes which originate from fungal and animal source. The enzyme DNA is integrated directly into the chromosomal DNA together with a prostrate system. Now we can discuss the microbial enzyme replacing plant enzymes. Some industrial enzymes continue to be extracted from bovine source which causes danger of contamination with bovine spongiform Anisophilophthip BSE. For example, remain obtained from stomach of a new-born calves continue to be used for cheese making. Alternatively, for instance, mucor enzymes in many instances replace renin cyclomycin from calf stomach, astipulosis and bacillus proteins, which we have replaced with facial enzymes used in the leather bathing and wide variety of microbial amylase have been developed or to replace or supplement the plant amylases in the malted barley and wheat. So, what are the factors influencing production of enzymes? Following are the factors which influence the production of enzymes. In production, enzymes are produced from its substance in presence of an inducer. The level of induction can be very strong, more than 1000-fold increase over non-induced conditions and act as interfering with controlling repressor. Many catabolic enzymes are inducible. For instance, starch for amylase production, sucrose for inverse production, invertage production, galactosides for beta galactoside production. In some cases, an intermediate or a product can act as an inducer. For example, fatty acids induce lipase, xylobases induce xylenase, phenylacetate induces penicillin G amide. Now, second, nutrient repression. Enzyme synthesis is also controlled by nutrient repression, typically by carbon, nitrogen, phosphate, or sulfate. This way, the production of unnecessary enzymes is controlled and the cell produces enzymes only for the assimilation of most easily metabolized or most readily available form of nutrients. For example, control of by glucose, which effectively stop the production of enzymes involved in the metabolism of other related and non-related compounds. Glucose catabolite repressions can be very strong and often suppress induce effect. Other carbon sources such as lactase, pyruvate, succinate and citrate are also effectively repressors in some microorganisms. Citrates can even suppress metabolism of glucose in some bacteria. Glucose repression is a major concern in large scale cultivation of cells where it is most economically raw material for fermentation. Ammonium ions are much utilized source of nitrogen. They have controlled over the metabolism of many amino acids and other complex sources of nitrogen. This fact creates the problem in the large scale fermentation, whereas both ammonium ions, amino acids, as well as proteins are source of nitrogen. Ammonium salts are very economic source of nitrogen compared to amino acids, but in presence of amino acids there is a large now feedback repression. Enzymes can enzyme synthesis is also controlled by feedback repression. This type of control occurs in the enzymes involved in the biosynthesis of small molecules, whereas the accumulation of the final produce can result in the repression of synthesis of particular enzymes, generally first enzyme of the particular biosynthesis. Secondly, large scale purification of enzymes. Enzymes obtained from cells is usually concentrated, for example, by evaporation, ultrafiltration. For large scale purification, an economical method is required. Stabilizers as well as biocides are added to these enzymes, and biocides kill contaminating microorganism. Sometimes solution is spray dried to yield impure solids. Treatment given to the enzyme solution is determined by the nature of applications for which enzyme is to be used. For example, enzymes which is to used for food processing must be free from toxic impurities. It is further processing known as downstream processing is required for purification. A processor is used on pilot scale before large scale process. First, enzyme preparation is analyzed for the determination of some important parameters such as enzyme activity, total protein concentrations, pH, conductivity, assessment of nucleic acids and other protein contaminants. These parameters decides further steps for purification. For instance, if total protein and nucleic acids concentrations are high, viscosity of the solution should be reduced either by dilution or removal of nucleic acid before performing chromatographic operations. Otherwise, there may be problem of increased column back pressure. Similarly, if enzyme concentration is as low as less than 1 gram per liter, it needs to be increased by ultrafiltration or by using ion exchanger or by means of affinity chromatography. In fact, there is no single procedure for purification, rather, it depends upon conditions of enzymes after extraction. But a sequence of chromatographic steps is done where products of one steps are used for the next. For instance, a solution of enzyme of low concentration applied to ion exchanger can be eluted. A solution of enzyme of low concentration and applied to ion exchanger can be used in high salt concentration and then can be introduced directly to hydrophobic interaction system. Gel filtration leading to product dilution can be followed by the concentration steps through affinity chromatography. Once pattern has been set, each step is optimized with respect to factors such as volume, low mass, flow rate, and cost. Compounds of a scaled up systems are tank modules along with delivery, separation, monitoring, fractionation, and control models. The first tank model consists of containers to store samples and buffers. The delivery models includes two control valves and pumps linking the first tank model to the separation model where chromatography is done. Then monitoring model has device to monitor properties of column eluate such as UV absorption, pH, conductivity, and rate flow. Monitoring model is followed by fractional models which contains controlled valves and tubes leading to the second tank model where product is collected. In controlled model, there are systems to be open and close valves and adjustment are made therefore. Now, immobilized immobilized enzymes. An immobilized enzyme is that which is attached to or enclosed in insoluble support medium, that is carrier, or one where enzyme molecules are cross-linked to each other without any loss of catalytical activity. More than one of these factors may be presented at the same time, as shown in A, enzyme B or C. यानी सिस्टमेटिक रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ इमोबिलाइज्ड एंजाइम्स। ए में जो शो किया है अटैचमेंट टू एन insoluble support medium, B entrapped by an insoluble support medium, C cross links of the enzyme molecules as shown in the above diagram. First immobilized enzyme was prepared in 1916 by Nelson and Griffin, who showed that invertase can be absorbed or on activated charcoal without any change in the enzymatic activity. Following type of forces are responsible for immobilization. First, van der Waals forces and hydrogen bonding may be established between the enzyme and carrier. They have very little effect of catalytical activity. As these bonds are weak, enzymes can be easily made free by change in pH, ionic strength or substrate concentration. Ionic bonding may also be involved in binding of enzymes to support media. That is why some ion exchange resins are used as carrier. Covalent bonding provides more permanent binding between enzymes and support media. In a number of cases, it is essential that conditions for the formation of a covalent bond must be very mild, and there should be no loss or very little loss of catalytical activity, and all the active sites of enzyme should remain free from covalent bonding. The enzyme functional groups mostly linked through covalent bonds are alpha or epsilon amino acids, amino groups, sometimes hydroxyl, carboxyl, imidosyl, or sulfhydryl groups are also involved in covalent bonding. Some examples of enzyme mobilization are discussed below. Coupling of phenolic, imidazole, or free amino acids, amino group of an enzyme. Two diazonium derivatives of support may be used for immobilization. For example, bonding of albumin to diazotized para-aminobenzyl cellulose to form immobilized align can be used to prepare immobilized enzymes. Thank you.